This section heading is called running a test. So we saw in the previous section that one step in verifying that our configuration settings were correct was to verify that all of the appropriate daemons were firing on the appropriate hosts. So now in this section we're going to further test our configuration, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to run a job inside of Mapreduce. So now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to need to start all of the daemons once again, so we'll use that script. So now when actually starting these daemons up, so we're starting it from the name node, now your name node is going to wait for the data nodes to actually report back any blocks to them. So let's see what happens here. So we're going to try to now create a directory inside of HDFS. We're going to do fs and we're going to do mkdir. We're going to try to create the directory named input. And what we're going to find is, because during this process, when it's actually waiting for the data nodes to respond back, it is in basically read-only mode. So that's why it's saying that it's in safe mode. So think of safe mode like read-only mode. So we couldn't create a directory because of that. Now we do not have any data inside of HDFS. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply get out of this mode. So we're going to type Hadoop, and we're going to use DFS admin. And we're going to say dash safe mode, and we want to leave it. And now we'll try to create that directory once again. Okay, so now the reason that it puts it in that mode is because it's basically just trying to avoid having duplicates inside of HDFS. So now that we've got the directory there, we want to verify that it is in fact created. So we're going to now type ls, and we can see that the directory has been created in HDFS. So now this directory is going to serve as input to our word count program that we created inside of the Mapreduce lab. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see the files that we're going to supply to that directory. Okay, so now these files exist on the local file system, so they are inside of the lab03 directory in a subdirectory called input. So inside of there we can see 2 books. Now we're going to copy these 2 books into the input directory within HDFS. So we'll use the put command for this. So lab03 input. Now the easiest way to copy all of the files within this directory into the input directory is just to use an asterisk. So just to symbolize all. And we want to copy all those files to input. We want to verify that they are in fact there. And we can see that both books are. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at that word count program that we created during the Mapreduce lab. So what we're going to do here is we're going to execute 2 commands from a single prompt. So what's going to enable us to do that is the semicolon. So we're going to change directory back to the home directory, and then we're going to list the content within lab03. So here we can see the input directory. That's where we got those 2 books from, and then we also have the word count program. Okay, so now we're going to run the job inside of Mapreduce, and basically what we're going to do here is this. This is kind of like 2 parts. We want to verify that the job successfully completes, so we're going to take a look at 2 ways that we can actually do that, and then we also want to verify that this program that we tested in single node, that it works in a production environment as well. So that's what we're running here. Okay, so now we're going to type Hadoop jar, and then it's going to be lab03, and then it's word count.jar. So now we're going to supply the main class, which is word count. So that's the name of the main class, and then we have to tell it the input, where the input files are. So they're in the input directory in HDFS, and then we have to specify where we want to write the output files to. So we cannot have this directory created in HDFS, otherwise it's going to throw an error. So we're going to now run the program. We're going to verify that it successfully completes, as I said, by viewing 2 ways to do that. Okay, so now we do not see any errors in the output, so that's one indication that everything worked correctly. And now the other way that we're going to verify it is we're going to list the content within the output directory within HDFS. So Hadoop fs, we want -ls, and it is the output directory. So inside of there, you're going to find the success file. So this is one indication that everything ran successfully. So we can see it up here. We can see the success file. But if we want more detailed information as to which task successfully completed, then what we're going to do is we're going to use another command. So we're going to type Hadoop, and it's going to be job-history. Now this is going to produce a very large output within the terminal, and we only want to inspect a piece of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pipe this through sed. So we'll use the -n option over here, and what we're going to specify here is kind of like a section of the output that we want to see within the terminal. So we're going to say, and think of this as a pattern match, so we're going to say where we see task summary. So that's where we want to start showing it, and then where we want to stop showing it, sorry, I need a slash and then that, and then where we want to stop showing it is where we see analysis. And then we have that, and then P, and then tick, and we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to expand this out a little bit so we can view it a little better. So inside of here we can see the task summary, so we can get a better understanding of what tasks successfully completed. Alright, so now we want to verify, as we said, that our word count program is working as expected inside of the production environment. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to cat the reducer file. So we're going to type Hadoop, and then it's fs-cat, and then output, and then it's part, and then 5 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5, and we can see that everything's good.